What's good, YouTube? Just got the COBB Stage 1 package that came in today. Been waiting over a month for this. Canadian problems. Got my trusty Chinese saffron knife. I'm gonna slice this bad boy open. See how the packing is. Got that COBB box in here. This is a Stage 1 power package. Alright, so we have the drop-in filter, the Accessport, and the new rear motor mount. So first let's check out the old Accessport. Alright, here we got the sticky mount, the OBD2 port, we got the actual Accessport itself, and USB cable for the Accessport, and an instruction manual. Next we got the COBB high flow reusable filter. Open that up. Now so you're not really going to get any power gains from this. Maybe a bit of intake noise, but that's about it. What I really wanted the kit for was the Accessport and the new rear motor mount, because I have a 2014 Fiesta ST and I get mad wheel hop whenever I spin the tires at all or do any hard shifting. Alright, we got the motor mount out of the box here. We got a couple of COBB stickers, the rear motor mount, and then I'm assuming a little washer piece. I guess we'll find out once to pull the old one off. Here's everything here unboxed. I ordered the Stage 1 power package off subination.ca. And if you live in Canada, it's definitely the cheapest place I could find it on. Every other website, it was well over $1,000 for this kit, and it was $9.58 for me after tax, which isn't a bad price if you live in Canada. Alright, first we're going to change out the air filter. It's just 4 T25 screws, and unplug the sensor, and then you can pop the air box up and pull out the old filter. Alright, we got the old air filter out. It's pretty much new, so I'm gonna put the new one in anyways though. Quite the size difference between the two. This is a COBB high flow reusable. So let's slap this puppy in. Alright, we got that bastard in. Let's put the 4 screws in and then she'll be good to go. Alright, we got all 4 screws in, and the sensor is still not on. Probably should do that before I start her up. Click in, put that bad boy in there, and she's good to go. Alright, today I'm going to be installing COBB rear motor mount in my 2014 Fiesta ST. So what you're going to need is a 6-inch extension, 13mm deep socket, and then a ratchet, and as well as a hammer. I don't have a ball peen here. All my hammers are at work, so I'm using a goddamn claw hammer, as well as a couple jack stands and a jack. So let's get started. Alright, so first off, we're gonna get this puppy jacked up in the front. Alright, we got the Fiesta all jacked up now, and first step is, this is the old motor mount here. First step, we're going to pull off this downpipe bracket here. So let's get it off. Alright, we got that downpipe bracket off. So now we're just going to pull these 2 bolts for the rear motor mount and pull that one out of there. This is going to fall. Alright, so I'm going to pry this old one out of here. It's in there fairly tight. There we are. Got the old one out of here, so just gonna go grab the new COBB one. I should have done this first before pulling out the rear motor mount, but you're just going to pull off this back bracket that's right here for reuse. So we'll get that off now. Alright, we're just installing this COBB rear motor mount here. It comes with a washer. You're going to want to put this on this end here, and then this bracket goes back to its stock position. That like that, put that bolt through. You have to lift up under the engine just a tiny bit, but it's very light, so it's not a very big deal. And then we'll just get this threaded in here and then move on to the next step. Alright, so we'll get that loosely threaded in there and then grab this next bolt wherever I set it. Right here. I think I installed this one in the wrong place. Alright, put this one in the wrong place. Gonna have to switch these two here. So you have these two bolts here. This longer one goes in the one above in the back, and the shorter one goes right here. And this is for mounting your downpipe bracket. So we'll get these in nice and snug. Alright, we got the rear motor mount in now, and all of these bolts, when you're doing this job, all you need is a 13mm deep socket and nothing else. You honestly don't even need the extension if you have a flex head ratchet. Thing you want to be careful when you're doing this is don't over tighten the bolts too much. You'll strip the threads, because these 3 bolts mount into aluminum. This one's not too bad because it mounts in steel. So if you're not very confident doing this, you might want to torque it. And then next we'll just get this down pipe mount bolted in. I would honestly recommend torquing it, but both my torque wrenches are at work, so I'm just going to call it loss for now. Maybe eventually do it. Alright, we got the rear motor mount in, as well as the downpipe bracket, so we're going to go take it for a test drive now. Alright, here's the old one now. I replaced the rear motor mount just because, at least on mine, I heard they revised the motor mounts on the newer models, but on the 2014 at least, whenever I spin the tires or do a hard launch, I get pretty bad wheel hop, so something I want to change. Alright, while I was at it, while I was under here, I live in Canada, so shit gets rusty here, so I just gave her a quick sand and quick respray here. Might as well do it if you're underneath and you're seeing some rust on your subframe. What's going on? Just gonna take it for a test drive now that we got everything installed. I ended up putting a stage 1 tune on the car, just 91. Don't know if you can see that, but the gauges I'm rocking: boost pressure, AFR, oil temp, coolant temp, intake air temp, and charge air temp. So let's take her for a test drive now. Alright, we're just gonna test launch a low RPM launch control on this, test out the new rear motor mount. Not bad, definitely keeps her a lot more solid. Doesn't get that hard knock with the stock motor mount. Feels a lot better personally, especially with this tune. Feels like she has a bit more power. I know when they did the dyno tune on it with stage 1, you don't get a whole lot of power out of it, but it improves the torque curve and you get like a broader range of power. But yeah, the stock motor mount for these 2014s is terrible, and it makes launching the car and hard shifting feel a lot better than the stock one. And with the actual tuner itself, I really like how it has that fuel cutout at 2500 RPM, as well as the 4K launch control. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, leave it a thumbs up and subscribe for future videos.